beautiful vegan jacket. That looks really cool. Little tiger patterns. Pretty cool stuff. Can't tell you how much I love doing this. Good afternoon, everybody. I am an activist reciting Yourofsky is the best speech you'll ever hear. Essentially, all animals from all the species are individuals. Human beings are herbivores. If we all understood these simple truths, the world would be a much better place. I really encourage you guys to take a minute to think about it. Why have you not gone vegan in 2025 when you are an herbivore? Eating meat kills you. And all the species, they're made up of individuals just like us. Please YouTube Darius Scary, watchdominion.com, or YouTube Gary Yourofsky is the best speech you'll ever hear. It will not disappoint. You'll absolutely be thrilled to learn about things that you would otherwise never be exposed to. I'll try my best to recite it for you right now. If you have any questions, interrupt, jump in, and maybe we can have a chat about veganism, about animal liberation, and again, about us being herbivores consuming individuals. Good afternoon, everybody. Today we're talking about the world's forgotten victims, all the individuals from all the species, the animals, your victims. They used to be my victims too. And the world's oldest and strongest addiction, meat. I'll challenge your belief systems today, so certain parts of this little protest of mine will be intense. Let me start with a quick disclaimer. I'm not here to be your enemy. Couldn't be further from the truth. I'm trying to help you see that you're an herbivore. All animals are individuals. And if you're not a vegan, you're honestly not living in line with your own values. I mean, none of us want to support animal abuse if we don't have to. I'm not trying to take you away from your religion. No religion on the planet mandates meat eating. The golden rule states, do unto others as you would have done unto yourself. Treat others the way you would like to be treated. And thou shalt not kill, the four most important yet most ignored words in all religious teachings. It's not an asterisk next to that commandment saying thou shalt not kill unless you walk on all fours, have feather, horns, beaks, or gills. Then it's okay. No, killing is immoral. It doesn't matter what species they're from. Hey, thanks. Yeah. Whole outfit's vegan. It's not hard, guys. We're in a time and a place where it's never been easier to drop the cruelty, keep animals off your plate. Peace begins on the dinner table. Takes nothing away from you to be a vegan. The only thing any vegan ever regrets is not doing it sooner. And all we need from other animals is their forgiveness. I'll be speaking for around 65, maybe 70 minutes, and we'll do a proper Q&A after. In the meantime, I have some rhetorical questions for you. Is slavery, owner, victim, profit, domination exclusive to the human race? Have the blacks, Jews, women, and children been the only victims of these atrocities? Have not cows been enslaved? What about pigs, chickens, turkeys, sheep? If they're not enslaved, then what are they? Free? Can slavery have a victim that is neither human animal nor non-human animal? Have not the forests, the oceans, the very earth itself not become victims of ownership too? And what about a slaughterhouse? Probably the most evil place on the planet. a literal kill house. Can take a 5-minute drive to Commercial and Hastings.
I only eat people.
Great, I love it. Well, wait, what? No, plants. You meant to say plants.
And I actually do eat a lot of plants.
Yeah, right on, man.
I eat a little bit of meat, but not very much.
Yeah, if you think about it, I mean, okay, I'll tell you why I'm here. It's because there are these two truths that nobody gets this. Humans are herbivores. You might need a day to let it sink in, but we're literally plant eaters, and all animals are individuals, just like you and me.
Mm-hmm.
The world would be a better place if we just, ate food.
I agree.
Yeah,
and I do appreciate the vegan approach.
yeah. I mean, it's
And just the way. Listen, if the only meat you got was stuff you went out and hunted
sure.
in a place where hunting was okay and there was
Sure.
lots of animals to hunt,
Yeah,
I support that.
yeah.
I'm part native, so on my mom's side I don't look at it. So it's part of our heritage, right?
Yeah.
But I don't hunt.
Yeah.
I've never killed an animal. Well, I've killed a couple of fish.
Right. No, I used to do that stuff all the time. But again, I mean, just talking to you now, it kind of like goes over your head. I can tell. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. So it's essentially like a choice. There are 200 million vegans on the planet, so it's literally like I understand the conditioning and I understand, I'm just a drop in the bucket. Like, oh, what's one more? But it's literally a choice, and it's almost like, this is how I would say it. It's like all crime is legal as long as it's not a human, because then there's societal repercussions, right? But if we're only being nice because it's illegal to not, then I mean, right? So if you think of it like going in nature, stuff like that, you're overlooking the fact that it's still a victim. And they still, a lot of hunting, the arrow goes through the neck and they just slowly die over a month, or, they miss the heart and they bleed out for a day or two. It's very cruel and just completely unnecessary. Like not to like bully you, but like your shoes.
I don't hunt, yeah.
Yeah, but like your shoes, that's like, you'd never think of it, right? But
I do. It's a cow.
yeah, in the dairy industry.
There was a cow that's dead.
Yeah, they're all female moms, right?
I will,
all these female moms. So I know that's a girl right there.
I will actually thank my shoes.
Yeah.
And thank the leather for providing me with it.
Yeah.
And I can't even kill
Yeah.
a bug.
Oh yeah. I mean,
we actually, I think it's gone now, but up until like last week, I had a mosquito in my apartment that I wouldn't kill.
It is pretty much, yeah.
And I even said, well, go ahead.
Yeah.
Got
So why?
feed crows and stuff like that. I have where I live. I've always got peanuts for the crows. And
So you get it, but it's like the thing that you don't see is there's more cruelty in just buying a pair of shoes. It's
like I said, I think we should eat people.
Yeah. Well, hey. On a bad day, I would agree with you.
Yeah,
but
some people that deserve to be eaten, right?
Think of it like this: we treat like the cow was treated worse than our worst criminals. They're totally vulnerable and innocent.
I like cows too.
Yeah,
I grew up in Richmond and we were around cows all the time.
Yeah, they're like literally dogs. And I actually worked with a guy at a restaurant that used to work in the dairy farms there, and he was like the most depressed, sad guy. And it wasn't until after I went vegan that I understood. Yeah, you won't see what really the cows go through.
I think the actor's last name was Cromwell. He was in Babe the Pig movie.
Okay, yeah.
He was a motorcyclist because I rode motorbikes too, and I was reading the story about him. And he said he was riding through Texas where they have all these big feedlots.
Yeah, they go on and on and on
and
and
they just
on.
leave them up there to fatten up when they're up with their tits and shit.
Yeah.
And he says he became a vegan after that.
Yes. Please, really, truly look into it. Really, thank you.
I try every day.
And hey, let me tell you one more thing. This is what really gets people, which I don't like because it's not about like health. But if I know the thing that got me to go vegan was health at first, and then I did the animals things. But the world's healthiest measured human being is this billionaire that started Venmo for PayPal. His name's Brian Johnson. He's like this new influencer. he has his own hospital with a team of doctors that measure all his organs. He reduced his biological speed of aging by half just by being vegan and like tweaking things. So if you look into Brian Johnson, you can even go on the website and eat what he eats. It's all vegan. And he literally, like for every 12 months, he ages 6 months. Yeah, so you can literally extend your life, your health. You can get rid of chronic pain, all the stuff, right? I'm not a stakeholder salesman. This is like that. It's open source. It's out there. But please look into it. His name's Brian Johnson. And if that's the little push that you need, bro. Thanks, man. Preach it to them. Hey, Wandering Mason. Right on, brother. All right, man. Well, you know what? It's all about just trying. There's no magical combination of words that we can say that'll make somebody just turn into, a completely different person. But all you can do is try, for sure. Besides psychological, physical abuse, torture, dismemberment, and murder, what else do you think happens to our victims inside of a slaughterhouse? You think they all get belly rubs and tushy slaps? They don't. And if you think there's such a thing as humane slaughter, I'm curious, is there such a thing as humane rape? Humane child molestation? Is there a way to humanely enslave someone, slaughter someone? Is there such a thing as a humane Holocaust? Which brings us to the largest Holocaust massacre of all. Every year, without mercy, we murder 100 billion land animals and 3 trillion marine animals. We do not do this for health, survival, sustenance, or self-defense. People eat meat, cheese, milk, and eggs for 4 reasons. Habit, tradition, convenience, and taste. I understand why people do this. I'm guilty as well. I used to wear leather shoes, belts, and jackets like everybody else. I even owned a fur coat. Needless to say, I understand your lifestyle. It used to be mine. I probably ate more meat every single day than everyone here combined. I'm not a Democrat, an anarchist, a Republican, socialist, or fascist, or some hippie with a closet full of tie-dye shirts. I am an activist. The root word is active. Banned from 5 countries so far, arrested 13 times for random acts of kindness and compassion on behalf of my animal brothers and sisters. If you'd like to read up about that, check out the website 88ptt.org, adapt.org. Keep in mind, I'm reciting Gary Yourofsky's The Best Speech You'll Ever Hear. These are his words. Today, I would love to give you a chance to actually do something and truly get involved. Because I understand a lot of people are not nefarious towards other species. We don't have anything against the cows or the fish. We don't intend to do this. But it's honestly willful ignorance. It's an enthusiastic ignorance. It's the root word is ignore. You buy animal products and you're just ignoring the harm that we're causing. Putting a coexist bumper sticker on your car, wearing a peace and love and sunshine t-shirt or a what would Jesus do bracelet, that is not getting involved. I understand we're all different. We all have different backgrounds and religions and everything, likes and dislikes. There's one thing we all need to have in common. That is peace, genuine compassion towards our planetary companions. Contrary to political and religious dogma, individuals from other species, they do not belong to us. They're not property. They're not commodities. They're not inanimate, stupid, non-thinking objects who can't think and feel. That Descartes Cartesian way of looking at individuals from other species like they're machines, it's outdated. Quite frankly, it's 100% insane. If we all understand animals use their eyes to see, ears to hear, mouths to eat, legs to noses to smell, legs to walk, feathers to fly, fins to swim, genitalia to procreate, bowels to defecate, I'm always perplexed why most people don't believe they can use their brains. They can use their brains to think. They can use their brains to feel, be aware and self-aware. They know what's happening. Am I supposed to believe every body part of all the animals functions just the way it's supposed to, but not the brain? No, no, no. That's just like a little peanut sitting in their empty skull. Come on, man. The propaganda from the animal abusers is enormous. I mean, just inside that window over there, you can see the big screen TV and A&W of a happy cow in paradise in heaven. You know, that's not reality. 99% of all the cows in A&W are factory farms. They never see the sunlight. They stand in their own poo all day, have no veterinary care. But I digress. Pretty sure we can all agree on one thing right now, and that's hatred is a learned behavior. The way we treat other animals like they're nothing, turn them into a number, profit margins. Wildlife into livestock, stock, inventory, money, stock, profit, stock. Like the stock market, stock. You're turning a sentient, kind, loving, sweet mother, child, father into a stock, into an object. They are objectified. They are turned into literal objects. You know, we treat animals worse than we do our worst criminals. In fact, we've victimized all the other species to such a degree, they're not even considered victims anymore. They're just purses and belts and shoes and commodities, just like a car or a TV set. Hi, vey. When kids are 2, 3, 4 years old playing on the playground, they could not care less about the color of their friend's skin or their religious background. That's why racism, sexism, transphobia, heterosexism, all the discrimination is learned. So speciesism, the way we discriminate against a different species, just like racism or sexism, it's no different. It's learned. We're taught to love the bunny and the kitty and the doggy, but forget the fish, cut their heads off. Forget the cows, use them for their milk. Forget about the turkeys. Let's, cook 40 million of them every year for Thanksgiving. Hatred is learned. So speciesism, it's no different, and it can also be unlearned. I want to define this as the unethical, unprincipled point of view that the human species has every right to oppress, exploit, enslave, and murder another species. Because we believe that our species is so more special, so more superior than all the other ones. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that line of thinking, that thought process, is the basis of all forms of discrimination. One group, in this case, the humans, thinking they're more special than everybody else. Then we proceed to exploit them, oppress them, thinking it's justified in some weird way. We treat them like property, we enslave them in many cases, and in many other cases, we murder them with premeditation without penalty. Now, please understand something essential about discrimination, whether it's racism or sexism, or against a different species. It is never okay to be picking and choosing which forms of discrimination to say are okay, speciesism, and which ones to say are evil, racism. Discrimination is evil on its foundation, or it's not. You cannot have this both ways, folks. It does not work like that. You cannot just pick and choose when it's appropriate to be evil and pretend it's not. An injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. And we seem to all believe that this is normal and natural and we're supposed to be doing this. Are you aware that physiologically the human body is actually 100% herbivorous? We are plant eaters. Ask Gemini, Google, Siri, AI, Alexa, Harvard, Cambridge, Cornell, Stanford University. We are herbivores. We are plant eaters. We get sick and we die when we eat meat, right away if it's raw, slowly over time if we cook it. That's why Brian Johnson, for instance, is the most measured and healthiest human being on the planet. He's vegan, reduces biological speed of aging by 0.48%. So for every chronological year, he ages 6 months. That's why Harvard says vegans are younger and live 10 years longer than everybody else. Avoid the top 15 killers of death. I'm literally in my 40s. Don't look or feel it. Those are not vegans dying in the hospitals. Our intestines are very long, the same ratio as all herbivore intestines on the planet. 7 to 13 times the length of our torso, our trunk. The intestines of real meat eaters, hyenas, bears, lions, and tigers, they're not pupillated, they're very smooth, and they're very short, only 3 to 6 times the length of their torso. That's so real meat eaters can quickly push through rotting, decaying animal flesh, saturated fat, trans fatty acids, cholesterol, and animal protein. Our teeth are broad, short, blunt, flat. And before somebody bursts out, yo, what about these canines, dog? All herbivores have canines, molars, and incisors. Look at gorillas, they have literal fangs, and they're herbivores. It would be impossible for them, the herbivores, for us, herbivores, to be eating hard fruits like apples without those teeth. We see in full color. You've heard it a million times before. Cats and dogs are colorblind. They don't see the full spectrum like we do. It's because we as an herbivore have to be able to see in full color to tell when fruit is ripe or ready to eat. What happens to an avocado or an apple when it gets old? It gets ripe and ready to eat. Now what happens to individuals like fish and chickens and turkeys and lambs when they get old? They get old because they're just like us. We have alamains in our alkaline saliva. We have alkaline urine. It's not acidic like the meat eaters. Our brains run on sugar, not fat and protein. That's another tip for you. Here's a really good one. It is impossible to clog the arteries of any obligate carnivore. I repeat, you are an herbivore because you get heart attacks when you eat animal protein. Animal protein makes your blood acidic, so your body leaches phosphate out of the bones. You pee out the calcium to neutralize the acidity. That's not what happens with carnivores. We only have 2 nipples and 2 babies, not 6 or 8. We sleep about 8 hours a day, not 20. We are not omnivores. Our mouth and throat opening relative to head size is the same ratio as all herbivores. They're very small. That's why 98% of all choking fatalities to human beings, as people who die from choking, are people who are dying and choking on meat because we're not meant to be eating it. We don't have rough tongues, wide mouths, and throats. And our lower jaw is not embedded into the skull for a shearing up and down motion. Our jaws go side to side like a moo cow, like this. Whoop, 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 whoop. If your mouth goes side to side when you chew, when you eat, you are an herbivore. No claws on the human hand. Claws are a trademark of the carnivore and the omnivore. We literally evolved from monkeys, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's no worse, than evolving from a lion or a Tyrannosaurus Rex. We are simply great apes like bonobos and chimpanzees and gorillas. And take note that all of these cousins of ours are herbivores. They thrive on a vegan diet. In fact, gorillas are like one of the strongest animals on the planet. Also, Patrick Baboumian is one of the strongest human beings, if not the strongest human being, maybe next to Eddie Hall. He lifted 850 pounds over his head, and he's vegan. All the oldest individuals on the planet, like sea turtles living 300 or 400 years. The largest ones, the blue whale, elephants, they're all vegan. You can check out Game Changers if you don't buy it. You can check with the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, over 100,000 credentialized practitioners that study a lifetime on this. We are herbivores. We thrive on plants and meats and dairy, honey and cheese and eggs. That's what's making everybody sick. And it's for absolutely no reason other than habit, tradition, convenience, and taste. The sight of blood and guts is disgusting to everybody. We don't get hungry and excited when we see blood and guts. We have zero omnivorous or carnivorous instincts. Root cause of all of our diseases, from all of the epidemiological studies from credible sources that have followed hundreds of thousands of participants over decades, randomized trials, etc., prove that human beings who eat plants, like the Buddhists, Jains, Rastafarians, vegans, vegetarians, Seventh-day Adventists, they have the lowest rates of heart disease, heart attacks, and strokes, and bone fractures. They're the healthiest human beings on the planet because we are herbivores. But veganism is not a diet. It's about animal liberation. It's about not treating animals like they are some kind of object. I'm not here talking about the rights of hot dogs and the rights of yogurt. I'm talking about the rights of the individual that the hot dog is made out of, that the yogurt comes from. It's about the animals. It's not about, your health. That'd be selfish. I'm trying to get people to be unselfish for a change, to be altruistic. Do something kind for somebody else by simply reaching like 1 meter to the side and grabbing the plant-based option. It's never been easier. You can just type in the word vegan in front of any recipe on Google. Got yourself a vegan meal. There's happycow.com or the app Happy Cow. That's a global GPS. Anywhere you are on the planet, it will tell you where the closest vegan food is. Challenge 22, that's a website where you got tons of passionate, intelligent people like myself, even more credentialized like nutritionists and doctors who are vegan, that will answer all your questions 24/7, no matter how absurd. A lot of times people say, hey, what about protein, man? You can't live as a vegan with zero protein. Did you know that all protein is synthesized by plants? If you get enough calories, you get enough protein. Even rice and like apples have 5 to 9% protein. Now, if somebody out there really believes that human beings are meat eaters, I give you 2 challenges to prove me wrong. Please do so if you wish. I would love to see this. Put that carnivore speed into effect when you see a squirrel, chase him down, catch a squirrel in your mouth. No tools, weapons, or cages. No one's allowed to be a cheater and a fake meat eater in this challenge. When you are done catching and killing the squirrel in your mouth, be my guest, eat the squirrel unseasoned, uncooked. Eyes, nose, face, toes, tail, anus, inner organs, blood, fur. Don't forget about the brains. If people were real meat eaters, if we were actually omnivores, we would have no problem eating raccoons and pigeons and seagulls and squirrels, just grabbing a duck, breaking their neck and taking a big bite. Challenge number 2, if you think you're a meat eater and not an herbivore, I want you to take a 2-year-old child with consent, of course, put the child in a crib with a live bunny rabbit and an apple. If the child kills and eats the bunny rabbit and plays with the apple instead, let me know, will ya? I might rethink my stance. But these things cannot and will not be happening because we're all herbivores. You can look this up. It's the craziest, biggest lie on the planet. If everyone just understood the simple, basic truth that all animals from all the species are individuals getting eaten alive, holocausted and enslaved and killed, tortured, suffering because we think that we're supposed to be doing this. Don't you think that they want us to be in the dark and just be consumers that are mindlessly dependent on these foods that keep us addicted, that make us sick, and then the pharmaceutical industry jumps in and it just keeps us sick and stupid? You've been duped. They're literally killing you. They're killing the non-human individuals, and they're killing this entire planet. But if you give me an open mind today, and that's all I ask for is an open mind, I'm going to take your blinders right off. Those things we all have that keep us, ignoring reality for the sake of our own ego. The reason I said reconnect is because at one point in time, every person here used to be a real animal liberation activist, a true friend to the animal kingdom. And that's when we were all little. When we were kids, man, we used to be in awe of individuals from other species. They used to make us laugh and giggle and smile. We used to love going to petting zoos, seeing all the sheep and all the little ducklings and things. Who taught us to be so mean, nasty, and vicious and hateful? To pay someone to torture them for us so we can eat their bodies and dress ourselves in their body parts? These individuals have not done one single thing wrong to us to deserve the wrath and the cruelty that we hurl onto them. Now, I hope y'all understand what I'm offering you here today. When you leave this little protest of mine, or if you come up and have a chat with me, are you aware that for the first time ever, you can directly participate in ending a massacre? The average person, right here, will consume 3,000 land animals. That is a Department of Agriculture stat. Our own government states this. They got all the numbers. And tens of thousands of marine animals. Imagine 3,000 cows and sheep and chickens just lined up all down all these streets, begging for you to listen to my words and understand that you are an herbivore. This is a whole system designed to keep you addicted. There's no reason for you to be eating any animal. It's the biggest, craziest lie, and it's the evilest thing you could possibly do. Because when I travel this country, it was frustrating to me doing 250 lectures a year to some 75,000 university students. Everybody talks a good game about how peaceful they are. People always want to tell me, never show me, just tell me, hey, I believe in God and angels and I pray all the time. Those earthquakes in Chile and Haiti and animal abuse and factory farms. Oh, it's so sad. No shit, it's sad. Since when does just feeling sad about an obvious tragedy and then paying for it make somebody a good person or make the world a better place? Now look, folks, I'm not dogging you out. I'm not talking down to you. I don't think I'm special or superior in any way. I just figured something out that most people overlook, and I'm trying to share this information with you. We are herbivores. Every animal is conscious. You can YouTube best speech vegan and check out Gary Yourofsky's The Best Speech You'll Ever Hear. It'll really break it down for you. Just want to look into this stuff. It's very simple. You don't want to spend your entire life mindlessly just consuming animal bodies, eating them, getting yourself sick and killing everybody else in the process. You get the same kind of foods that you love to eat. You can keep your friends, your politics, your patriotism, your family, listen to your favorite music and TV shows, even if it's Ted Nugent. You lose nothing when you go vegan. I mean, again, there's happycow.com. There's, you can Google this stuff if you need a hand or, it's very, very easy. My personal favorite is the Gardein, and I'm not endorsed by them. It's just, I just love those products. They're like the mock turkey. You got to cut it with a knife. You can't tell the difference between sight, taste, or texture. How come when I mention like tofurkey turkey or something like that, people always wrinkle up their noses and make big wide eyes like, soy chicken? Is this guy crazy? He must be out of his mind. Well, how come these things that are made out of plants, grains and spices, mushrooms, are considered gross and disgusting to everybody, but meat? It's got 5 components. Let me break it down for you. Blood, flesh, veins, muscles, tendons, and ligaments. The cut up corpse of a dismembered body, severed legs, sliced up thighs, and mutilated breasts. Somebody else's rib cage sitting on your plate. Doesn't make you think twice? It's because your blinders are on. Most people were perturbed when this protest began, when I accused everybody of having blinders on. I'm not here to be your enemy, not at all. I'm gonna call you out though. Does anyone know what an egg is from a hen? Don't say embryo or aborted fetus. It's unfertilized, so it can't be either. Hen is a female though. Unfertilized eggs through a female system once a month is part of a hen's menstruation cycle. It's a hen's period. People scramble up hen periods in the morning, and all of a sudden I'm weird because I have berries and I don't have omelets anymore unless it's the vegan omelet. What about vomit? You guys love vomit. You adore vomit all over your food. Better give this one a pretty name though. No one's gonna buy and eat vomit. Unless we call it honey instead. Look it up with any wildlife biologist. Honey comes directly from the stomach of a bee. It's regurgitated right through a bee's mouth. Nobody wants bee vomit nut Cheerios. We want honey nut Cheerios. So we play euphemism games and we lie to ourselves. The standard diet of a meat eater is blood, flesh, veins, muscles, tendons, cow secretions, pus, bee vomit, and hen periods. Now, I'm not done yet. Every time the holidays roll around, we like to take a dead turkey, open up their dead bum, take some stuffing, shove it inside of their empty, dead, bacteria-laden ass and have some ass bread. People think vegans are weird because they eat fruits and vegetables, herbs and spices, legumes, mushrooms. All I'm asking you to do is something normal and natural anyways. Eat what comes from the earth. There's 60,000 delicious plant species that cannot harm you or anybody else. And guess what? Nobody has to suffer and die for your dinner anymore, including you. Now let's come to an agreement about the dairy industry. Let me know if I'm, bullshitting you about this one. I want to know, according to the dairy industry itself, the main reason they exist is so that you can get calcium. Fair? Is that not their entire claim? Strong bones, strong body, milk does a body good, got milk? Check it out, the Department of Agriculture. Aside from India, we consume the most amount of dairy on the planet right here. We put cheese in every nook and every cranny of every single food item. We put it inside the pizza crust now. You can't even get a salad anymore without cheese. And if you do, what's the first thing people say to the server? Hey, can I get some ranch, some Thousand Island? Can you put dairy all over these vegetables for me? So in this society where everybody is hooked on cheese, and I mean hooked, like it's been laced with weed, crack, ecstasy, morphine, and the antidote, most people can't fathom one day, let alone one meal or a lifetime without cheese. Even lactose intolerant people eat cheese. I don't care what anybody says about this. They might avoid straight up cow's milk, but slap a double cheese pepperoni pizza in front of a lactose intolerant person. No hesitation. That pizza's going down the hatch. So we got all these animal products going on in our diets. You ever wonder why there are no less than 3 TV commercials being run for calcium supplements? Actonel, Boniva, Citracal? You've got to be kidding me. Calcium supplements? Here? Why is there osteoporosis at all? I thought we were getting everything we need from the meat and the dairy. That's what the meat and dairy industries told us. Newsflash, you do not. Animal protein won't allow it. We evolved from monkeys. We're herbivores. We are great apes, hairless, tailless apes. We are meant to be eating plants. When an ape takes in animal protein, it makes the blood acidic. It can't stay acidic for long or else we die. So your body leaches phosphate out of the bones to neutralize the acidity to keep you alive, and then calcium's excreted through the urine. But veganism is not about your health. It is about the animals. It is about the ones that do not have a voice, that you will never see. The ones that suffer in silence. They deserve dignity, rights, freedom, and its respect. They are born with inherent value. It's not just human beings who are born with value, with a purpose that does not need to be assigned to them. They all deserve to be treated in the spirit of brotherhood. Quite frankly, if you're not a vegan in 2025, it's very easy to look this stuff up. You're an animal abuser. You're paying someone to abuse and kill somebody for you. And I really hope that you reflect on this and ask yourself, how do you morally justify taking the life of an individual that does not want to die for you? These sweet, sweet, beautiful, innocent, loving, playful, intelligent individuals. You know, consciousness is not exclusive to humans, bonobos, chimpanzees, or ravens, or octopi. All animals of the 1 billion species that ever existed are sentient. They're all conscious. They have personhood. They have memories and desires. They deserve to be treated as if they are sentient. They do not deserve to be treated like plants or other objects, like, things that don't even deserve rights, because it doesn't make sense for a plant to be conscious or feel pain. They can't escape it. There's no evidence that a plant is conscious, yet the evidence that all animals are conscious is overwhelming. Check out the Cambridge Declaration on Consciousness signed in front of Stephen Hawking 8 years ago. All the animals are individuals, and human beings are in fact herbivores. We're plant eaters. So if you're not a vegan, please stop being an animal abuser. Stop paying someone to kill somebody for you. It's illogical and it's irrational. Now, the worst screams I've ever heard in my entire life is a mother cow on a dairy farm as she cries and she bellows for a stolen baby to be given back to her. I went behind the scenes of every rodeo and every circus, vivisection laboratory. Spent 6 weeks at Thornapple Valley Pig Slaughterhouse in Detroit. And the worst screams I've ever heard is a mother cow as she bellows and pines for her stolen baby to be given back to her. Now, why does the dairy industry steal babies away from the mom and kill the boys? Well, they don't produce milk, and they can't have all those babies sucking up all that milk that was meant for them when the dairy industry would rather sell the milk to you instead. Every time you have a glass of milk, some calf out there is not. Talk about stealing candy from a baby, shooting fish in a barrel. It's incredibly unethical. It truly makes me ashamed to be a human being, to walk upright like it means something. We are not that special. We are not that different. All animals are just the same as we are in all the ways that matter. That's why nobody can logically, consistently disprove a vegan argument, because it's absolutely rock solid, bulletproof. All animals deserve dignity, rights, freedom, and respect because they are sentient individuals. And human beings are herbivores. We get sick and die when we eat this stuff anyway, so just keep it off your plate. We don't need to dress ourselves in them or pay for them for our entertainment or cosmetics. The worst screams I've ever heard is a mother cow as she cries for a stolen baby to be given back to her for the milk that is produced, not because she's a cow, but because she is a mother. They need to be forcefully inseminated. Now, I don't mean to, trigger you or talk down to you or be rude, but it's just most people don't understand that other animals have the same emotions. They go through the same things as you go through, as I go through, as we all go through. In order for a female mammal to produce milk, she has to be pregnant. So every single year, every cow on every dairy farm gets raped. They're put inside of what the dairy industry calls a rape rack. They're restrained. If they're a male, they get an electro-ejaculator up the anus and it stimulates the prostate. And somebody jerks off the bowl to get the semen. They usually have a seizure, sometimes foaming at the mouth, passing out from the pain and the trauma. And then the semen is then put into a pipette into the cow's vagina. And they have the psychology of a 5-year-old human being. These are the 4th smartest animals on the planet. So it's incredibly cruel what we do when we buy animal products. What happens behind the scenes is the most horrendous thing you will ever see. Please watch Dominion.com. And if you do feel the need to close your eyes or turn away during slaughterhouse footage, you might want to ask yourself a question. If watching how animal products are made isn't good enough for my stomach, if it's not good enough for my eyes, why is it good enough for my stomach? If you can't even watch somebody preparing animal products for you, how can you possibly justify eating them? It's the great disconnect. It's the cognitive dissonance. It's where you believe that violence is wrong, but you still pay for it because it comes in a pretty package and everybody else is doing it. You have free will. You can do anything you want. You can look into this stuff. Animals are individuals. Humans are herbivores. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I'm more than happy to explain things to you. Please YouTube Gary Yourofsky is the best speech you'll ever hear. Wake up, smell the coffee, and go vegan. Hello, viewer. I'm actually on my lunch break, so I got to go back to work, and then I'm going to continue doing this later. On December 18th, on my birthday, I'm going to do this every day, all day, and get more camera equipment and whatnot. I want to thank you guys for checking out this little live stream. I'm just going to quickly read the comments, and then we'll get through this. Preach it to them. Yes, sir. I want to get a hoodie that says, I really want to sell some merch. And for me, I wanted to say I'd rather be preaching right now because I just enjoy it so much. Okay, there's only one person here. I eat animals. Isn't murder worse eating animals? Well, that depends. It's kind of a you know, there's really no such thing as justifying murder. There's always another way. You know, even if you have like pests or something like that, there are veganic, you know, ways of dealing with this issue with like humane traps and relocating them. You want to find the origin of the source of the infestation and just block it off. And, you know, worst case scenario, you know, like you can just live with them. Like what's a little mouse going to do in your house, right? Like it's not going to harm you in any way. But then again, there's the disease argument, so maybe. But essentially, there's always options. You got to try those out first. You could say that even as a vegan, that carnivores should not be alive because they commit more rights violations than if they were not to be alive. So again, you can deal with that by just spaying and neutering them so they don't reproduce. You could possibly put them in captivity and just feed them vegan food, or have like little drones dropping off vegan food, because there's a vegan line, there's vegan cat food. You can call the Benevo hotline and learn about it. So to answer your question, isn't murder worse than eating animals? Eating animals is murder. I mean, like, what kind of question is that? Like, who are you murdering? You're not murdering a potato when you cut them, right? Like, you can only murder a sentient individual, a human, you know, a pig, a dog. So it's quite simple. The answer is no. It's all bad. Don't do it. Don't find an excuse to do it. But in my own personal opinion, it's about rights violations. So, you know, if you think about, like, if someone could unalive little mustache man back in the 40s, then little mustache man would have never gone around and committed all those rights violations. That's the even vegan argument against carnivores, that they just shouldn't exist, because in a world of herbivores and vegans, there would be far less suffering. So isn't murder worse than eating animals? Eating animals is murder. So it's all bad if you do it directly, if you pay somebody to do it. It's just, you know, we have this privilege where we're humans and we live in this like sanitized society where we you know, we don't even see what we're doing. Like, we literally don't even know what reality is. Like, people just, like, for like children especially, they get chicken nuggets and they think, oh, chicken nuggets. It's like a word to them, but they don't know what the word chicken in the word chicken nuggets means. So when they're told that chicken nuggets are made of the same chicken that they maybe saw at the farm, they're shocked. They don't understand it. They're visual, right? Like we all are. We need to see the process. Like, if you see a chicken turning into a chicken nugget, you cannot unsee that. And that's why I got this sign here. I'm walking around with it. Go vegan. This is why I talk about it all the time, because I can't make the world go vegan, but I can make my own world go vegan. I can do what I can, right? And so can you. And you can also be very cruel and have kids that grow up to be cruel, and encourage your friends and family to be cruel, even subconsciously or passively, just by not being vegan. So yeah, it's very simple. It's about rights violations. So you ultimately want to do whatever you can and educate people, because most people just literally don't understand what reality is. They don't know what the hell's going on. All right, I gotta run. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love the attention. I love the time and energy that people take into looking into this stuff and hearing me out. And it's only gonna get better. I know the quality is very bad right now. I'm working on it. I'm actually starting to